Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Life. Now, speaking of, empowerment and making sure that we are building meaningful impact, we welcome our next guest. Rukeya Mall is an entrepreneur, empowerment advocate, and the founder of CoCo Africa Hub, a platform that is, there to support black and brown women building sustainable service-based businesses. Now, with extensive experience in the financial service industry, she combines business strategy with mentorship and practical implementation support. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah so much for joining us, Rukeya, and welcome to Prime Life.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And Jazakallah so much for having me here. I am really honored.
You are most welcome. I mean, I'm looking forward to the conversation that we will be having because it's very important. I think you are touching on such a pressing issue and something that we need, in our communities. But those who maybe are meeting you for the first time, tell us about Rukeya and, what is it that you actually do?
Okay, so if we're looking at beyond the titles, I am Rukeya Mall, and I am really a woman who believes firmly and deeply in freedom and legacy. Okay, I really enjoy creating things from scratch. That's businesses, processes, projects, and I am really a fierce protector of my private life, but I really feel I am defined by my faith and my journey as a Muslim woman, alhamdulillah. And as time has gone by, I really felt that my purpose, the one that I believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for me, is one to empower women, one to give them confidence in their businesses, confidence in themselves, and also the ability to create and provide for their families and by extension their communities, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, that is so beautiful. Now, I want us to talk about your experience. You've got over, 17 years of experience within the financial service industry, which is very structured and corporate. Tell us about the transition where you founded CoCo Africa, which is more entrepreneurial and service-based.
Yes. So the financial services industry has really taught me a lot about strategy, a lot about governance, and a lot about, which is most importantly, how a big organization actually runs and functions. And those skills that I've learned, I currently use that in my business today, and I'm very grateful for that. But I saw that there was a disconnect, right? So I am in this big machine helping and creating wealth for big organizations. And I've noticed all these women around me, phenomenal business women around me, that are trying to create their businesses, sustainable businesses, but they're in the cycle over and over of survival. So there's something that is a disconnect there. And I felt that the part of my brain, the corporate brain, the one that understands processes and systems, that is what is missing in the entrepreneurial space for women at the moment. And if I can take those tools and those skills and actually put it in the hands of these business women, they can grow sustainable businesses from scratch or scale their businesses, alhamdulillah. So I'm really grateful for the skills that I've learned from corporate. And it wasn't easy leaving corporate by any stretch of the imagination. It was very scary. But I know I was moving towards this pool of my purpose and what I needed to serve. And that is how I've created CoCo Africa Hub. It was a long journey, but eventually we got there. And like I said, if I can put those tools in the hands of these business women, they are so much more equipped to build sustainable businesses.
That is so interesting. And now I want us to talk about CoCo Africa Hub itself. What is it all about? What services do you offer?
Yes, so CoCo Africa Hub is a home, a digital home for African entrepreneurs, African female entrepreneurs. So what I've designed it to do is I'm creating it as a hub for female business owners to come and get what they need as they need it. So what does that mean? There are various layers to CoCo Africa Hub. So the first layer, which is our main layer, we offer a digital business school. So that means whatever area you are in your business, whether you're starting or you're scaling, there's something for you to be learned, a skill that you can gain. So we speak about social media management, finances, even mental wellness. That's an area that you need to develop within being a businesswoman. And that area is where we offer courses for aspiring brown and black entrepreneurs to come and grab what they need. The other aspect to that is I want to showcase females, brown and black entrepreneurs who are skilled in their areas already. They are experts in the finance, in social media management, even in wellness, in the mental health space. And this is how we co-create courses where I could say, look at this, we are here, we are creating the courses, we are the experts, we've been there, so you can learn from us. And that gives a lot of or rather sense of comfort for aspiring business owners to see that there's somebody that looks like me that has done this, that has struggled, and they see that they succeeded. So I can do that. And then the other layers, which I just initiated last year, alhamdulillah, is the volunteer initiative. So all women from around Africa can come and volunteer in CoCo Africa Hub to, number one, exercise their skills, get better at what they are good at, or at least learning and honing in on their skills. So it serves two functions. We as CoCo Africa Hub actually get assistance with building it. So it's built by women of Africa for women of Africa. So it has a lot of everyone's flavor in it at the moment. And what we do is we provide them with the skills, and we also give them a stellar referral to show that they've done a fantastic, phenomenal job in helping us create CoCo Africa Hub. And there's another initiative that we do have, which is called the Sponsor a Sister. Because if, as a woman of color, if you aren't able to co-create with us and share your time, and if you are unable to volunteer with us, there is an aspect where you can sponsor a sister to do a course. Because I know many women, especially single moms, which are very dear to my heart, because some of them are running 2 jobs at the moment, and they can't actually quite afford. They want to have a service-based business from home. That means stay with the home, because that's a gift. You can work from home. You could set your own times and work on your own terms. So that is very, very appealing to some moms and some women, but they just can't afford it. So from the sponsor sister aspect, we really do appreciate any help that we can get in terms of sponsoring a sister through the courses and reaching their dreams. So this is what we are aspiring, we're building. And this year, alhamdulillah, is our 3rd year in existence. So we are still young, but we've already made so much strides and inroads, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, that is so, I mean, that was so detailed, and I think if someone didn't know about, the CoCo Africa Hub, now they know exactly what you're offering. And I like that we started with obviously your passion and why and how you transition from your corporate world, and how, you're bringing the same expertise now into, the CoCo Africa Hub. But before we actually delve into more details, I believe we need to take a quick ad break so that, people can digest the emotion the information that you just gave us. Yes. Because I believe we've got more to explore right after this ad break. But Rukeya, so far, thank you so much for just telling us all that we need to know about the beautiful services that you offer.
Alhamdulillah, you're most welcome. I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Inshallah. Viewers at home, that was Rukeya Mall, and we were just talking about the CoCo Africa, Hub, the importance of actually having a platform that focuses on supporting women, especially when it comes to entrepreneurial journey. It's something that's very hard, and having a platform that supports with skills and the necessary information that you need to excel is something that's definitely a gap that was filled within our industry. But in that note, it's time for us to head over to a quick break. We'll see you after this. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Prime Life. You are still watching, a very interesting part of the show, which is an amazing interview with Rukeya Mall. And we're talking all things the CoCo Africa Hub, entrepreneurship, and the skills that are needed for women to actually excel within the entrepreneurial, industry. Jazakallah so much once again for being with us and, for allowing us time to learn more about the services that you offer.
Oh, I'm so excited, and I'm happy to be here, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Now, I noticed something when it comes to the organization, that it focuses strongly on service-based businesses. Why do you think it's so important for women who are within that industry to receive the necessary support? And why is it so important for us to focus on service-based businesses?
Okay, so firstly, service-based business, there's low barriers to entry. So what does that mean? That means you just need your skill, you need your discipline, and if you're going to offer your services from home, you need your laptop and your Wi-Fi, and that is it. Then you start work. It's a low risk way of actually earning an income and actually setting your own terms and your own prices as well. That's the simplest it can be.
It's almost like it's something that you can incorporate, even if you may be starting out where you have a 9 to 5 job. You can start somewhere, at least with a service-based, a business, because then it doesn't require you to be maybe office-based or
Yes.
outside of your routine. Now, speaking about action and implementation, we know that your organization fully focuses on that. Why is it so important to focus on action and implementation?
Okay, so we focus on that because motivation alone just doesn't help you, right? Motivation to do anything, it's really temporary. So it doesn't pay the bills. Your action and how you perform those tasks is what is actually going to bring in the money and it's going to get you closer to your goals. So I've seen women, subhanallah, go to seminar after seminar, and when they come home, they're super hyped about what they've heard and what they can do, but nothing has changed in their life, nothing has changed in their home, all depending on the seminar that they've been to. It's still chaotic. Now, what we believe is at CoCo Africa, we don't need any more cheerleaders. What we need is a blueprint, and we need a process to actually show you how you can implement certain things to get a specific result. So at CoCo Africa Hub, we had a challenge a couple of weeks ago, and in that challenge we had decided that all our webinars from now on and all our challenges are going to be something that you can take actionable steps. You want a specific result, here is the blueprint, these are the steps that you have to take to get that result, because at the end of the day, that, like I said, it brings you closer to the goals, and that is what is going to get your money into your company. It's not going to be motivation or the feel good things. It's the hard work, it's the effort, because when you're working for yourself, Sister Aisha, it is 10 times harder and 10 times longer. So if you don't put systems in place, and actionable systems and processes and workflows, then you are setting yourself up for failure.
Most definitely. And just speaking on challenges, as someone that obviously deals with different women, different backgrounds, different, businesses that are there, what are some of the most common challenges that you've noticed women are going through when it comes to entrepreneurship?
It's a very good question. Just in the past 2 years alone, I can tell you that the problem that these phenomenal business women are experiencing is the lack of back office knowledge. And this is not because they lack the skill or the talent, because they love what they do, they love their product, they love their service, they can sell it, they can speak and do the social aspect of it. But what they lack is the understanding of how to run your business properly from a business administration perspective. Because there's two aspects to running a business, which people overlook the second one. The first one is working on your business, and the second one is working in your business. And that means it's getting your invoices out, it's getting paid, it's doing customer service, it's retaining your customers. So that is working in your business. And that is the one thing that I see that they haven't been taught how to run their business. So that's one of the major, major challenges that I've seen.
I want us to talk about systems and operations, which is maybe something that I think you just touched on, based on the fact that the behind the scene work. Because a lot of times when we talk about businesses, we make it seem like, oh no, if your marketing is right and social media platform is up to date, then you should be fine. Because we're living in a social media era where people are just rushing for the marketing and the branding and, create my logo, make sure my social media is popping. But then the systems and operations are lacking. How important is it to acquire the necessary skills to be able to run, your business from a systematic and, operational level?
That's very good. You see, I think the first thing we need to do is make a quick distinction. Okay? So marketing, that brings in the customers and the clients, and your systems is what keeps them. Okay? Now, as my experience as a business analyst, there's one thing that was really I really learned very clearly, and that is your systems and your operations is the foundation of your business, no matter what you do. So you can have a stellar marketing strategy. You can have the most beautiful branding ever, and you can have all the visibility in the world. But if you don't have proper systems in place, you are literally scaling for your exhaustion. because your current systems in place cannot even handle the current workload, and then you are scaling. You're bringing in more people. You're bringing them in, but you don't have a system to support them. So you don't have a system to get paid, or more clients brings more emails, more chaos, more clients that you're going to be losing because there's no proper customer service. And that then leads to reputational risk. And to recover from reputational risk is very difficult, because if you treat one customer badly, they know somebody else, they know another client and a friend, and they will talk about how badly your service is, and you will lose company. So recovering from reputational risk is very difficult. So that's why we focus on the implementation of systems first, especially in our Freedom Creator Bootcamp. We set your business up for failure so that you can handle the current workload, and when you scale, your business processes are set and robust enough to handle the scaling. So again, marketing brings in the client, but your systems is what is going to keep them happy and keep them coming back.
That is very interesting. And I want us to talk about someone who is maybe currently running a small home-based business. What systems can they incorporate, within their business to make sure that they don't have burnout and it's not chaotic? Because a lot of times, if you're running a small business or a home-based business, it could be that you have a normal job that is providing your main income, and now you want to get from that point of small scale to a large scale, but you have to first learn how to manage the small scale business that you have. What advice would you give to them?
Well, if you're a small business from home, then your systems do not need to be radical. Then they don't need to be expensive at all. So the very first thing I would say that you need to implement right now is a task management system. That means understand what your tasks are during the day, what you need to do, how you need to perform those tasks, and when it needs to be delivered by. And if you do this the evening before, tomorrow morning when you wake up, you already understand your tasks for the day. So that already cuts out the overwhelm and the stress that it can cause. The second thing that I think you should do is create a client onboarding system. And the reason for this is because from the time that you get the yes from the client up until the time that you get paid, there's certain steps that need to take place. And if you can put an onboarding system in place for the client for that process, because it's a repeatable step at the end of the day, you will be managing the client's expectations, and you will be answering 60 to 70% of their questions already up front. So that relieves the overwhelm from your side. And the third thing, which is very important, you should be tracking your expenses and your income. So a simple spreadsheet would do. And if you prefer a tablet or a notepad and a pen, jot it down, because you cannot scale what you cannot measure. So you need to understand what's coming in and what's going out. And just implementing those three, alhamdulillah, you'll see that 70% of your stress will be relieved. Because you'll find yourself not putting out fires, and you'll already start looking like a professional outfit.
There's so much that you're covering, and I wish we had more time, because I think you're tackling such an important topic, and to hear it from a woman who is also supporting other women is different, because I think we need more of that in our community.
Absolutely.
And we need women that are all about empowering other women, also building legacies for themselves. So I want you to tell us about long-term goals for the CoCo Africa Hub. What can we expect? What is it that you are driving it into?
Okay, so I still want it to be the current foundation, because that was my dream, where it is you as a woman of color can come to CoCo Africa Hub and grab what you need. So if you need support, there's community. If you need mentorship, we are there. If you need to upskill yourself, there are courses that you can take. That foundation will always be there, but I do want it to be the prime ecosystem of choice for African women, especially business women and entrepreneurs. And I want it beyond education. I want to cover the funding gap, because women of color are marginalized on very many levels, and most of the time it's on our gender and the color of our skin. So at CoCo Africa Hub, I want everybody to know that this is a place where you can come, where that is not a hurdle, it is actually your strength. And this is what we're going to build on, including the funding gap, and so that we could really, as soon as I can understand that model, I really want to be able to fund aspiring business owners to start their businesses, to give them a stepping stone that they really just can't get anywhere else. So subhanallah, we have very big dreams. I know we're only on our third year of existence, but I know that this is going to be bigger than me. It's going to be bigger than us, and it'll grow, inshallah, to something that is going to be more sustainable and help so many women that need it.
Inshallah. I mean,
Ameen.
Rukeya, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for telling us all we need to know about the CoCo Africa Hub and, all the services that you offer. And we hope that this interview has left many viewers feeling inspired to start, but also to join the community that you are creating and utilize your services and skills. So Jazakallah for your time.
And Jazakallah khair again for having me here and allowing me to be on this platform to actually promote it. So Alhamdulillah, I really appreciate it.
Alhamdulillah, that sounds amazing. Viewers at home, this was an amazing conversation that I just had with Rukeya Mall, and she was just talking about the CoCo Africa Hub. If you did not know what it is, now you do know, and make sure that you do not miss out on the great services, advisors that she has to create, or rather service you with. But most importantly, I think the essence of community and having like-minded women around you all the time can also contribute greatly to the success of your business. But on that note, viewers at home, it's time for us to head over to a quick one. We'll see you after this.